Hello everybody, family dynamics. Today under this we are going to deal with the lesson marital roles. The objective of this lesson is to understand the marital roles and factors determining the marital role behavior, and to understand the areas, the factors and techniques of marital adjustments. Marital roles. The successful attainment of marital goals require that each partner play a particular role in marriage. The determination of these roles depend upon not only the nature and purpose of marriage, but also the nature and purpose of the woman and man and the requirements of a given socio-cultural milieu. The role expectations brought into marriage not only predict what the husband or wife will do, but are evaluative standards applied to incumbent of a position. They are beliefs about what the spouses ought to do. Only when men ideally play their roles of husbands and fathers, and when women properly adhere to their natural roles of wives and mothers, marriage can be successful and family would function as a cohesive unit. Certain roles are also needed between the parents and children, between the members of the family and between the blood relatives, like the economic, religious, recreational roles of father and mother, and the roles of husband and wife, the educational role of the children. The actual execution of these roles is essential for attainment of marriage as well as the family goals. Let us have a look at around the concepts related to the marital roles. The first one is androgynous gender role. The term androgyny is derived from the Greek word where andros means man and gyne meaning woman, thus literally means male and female. It refers to the flexibility in gender roles and the unique combination of instrumental and expressive traits as influenced by the individual differences, situations, stages in the life cycle. In short, it means masking or possible elimination of differences between the both genders. An androgynous person combines both the instrumental traits previously associated with masculinity and the expressive traits associated with the traditional femininity. An androgynous lifestyle allows man and woman to choose from the full range of emotions and behavior according to their temperament, to their situation and common humanity rather than their own gender specifications. Males may be expressive without being called effeminate. Women can express the instrumental aspects of their personality without fear of disapproval. The flexibility and integration are important aspects of androgyny. Individuals who are rigidly both instrumental and expressive despite their situation are not considered as androgynous. For example, a woman who is always aggressive at work and passive at home would not be called a androgynous, as work may call for a compassion and home life will call for a assertion. Androgynous individuals and couples have a greater ability to form and sustain intimate relationships and adopt a wide range of behavior and values. They tend to have a greater confidence in social situations rather than the stereotyped individuals. They have a greater resilience to stress. They are more aware of the feelings of love and are more expressive of them. Androgynous individuals or couples have a greater satisfaction in their relationships. Androgyny, like the other personality theories, it assumes that masculinity and femininity are the basic aspects of individual's personality. It assumes when we are active, we are expressing our masculine side, and when we are sensitive, we are expressing the feminine side of our personality. Now, let us see what are the factors that determine the marital role behavior. The family and social values as well as the ideologies determine the individual's preferred role behavior for himself and his spouse in their marriage. For example, in certain families and social class, the household chores and the child rearing are the sole responsibility of the female partner. Let us look at some of the factors. Needs and drives. The role enactment are also influenced by personality factors such as needs and drives. Each individual seeks to satisfy his needs through a socially acceptable role. However, if his needs run contradictory to the prescribed role, his behavior may respond more to the needs than to expectations. If both partners have unconventional needs, role reversal may work very well internally. However, if competing needs produce begrudging submission on the part of the loser, the discontent is magnified when the conflict is resolved contrary to social norms. The second important factor is circumstances. External circumstances also shape role enactment. A man may believe in being the breadwinner and psychologically need to be, yet he may not have the opportunity. He may be unemployed because of illness or discrimination, or temporarily unemployed by strike or recession. Deprived of the chance to play his preferred role, he may even be forced to role reversal if his wife supports the family while he keeps the house. So, these are the factors. Let us now see what we mean by marital adjustment. The definition of marital adjustment according to the Dictionary of Modern Sociology is that the changes in marital partners' attitudes and behavior such that the partners may mutually fulfill their marriage expectations and hopes, sometimes operationally defined as a complex of factors like the shared activities, the degree of role complementary, the amount of conflict believed to be associated with happiness or success of given marriages. What are the areas of marital adjustments? Marital adjustment is a very complex process. For any married couple, marital adjustments at a particular time implies balance of many different factors, a composite of large number of elements and conditions influencing their relationship. First important one is the in-law adjustment. Marriage creates in-laws. Thus, the husband and wife both have to adjust to other family of orientation. The problem lays in the fact that one's family values and beliefs generally differ from the others, and more diverse the backgrounds of each partner, the greater are the adjustment issues. Secondly, the newlyweds also have to continually handling the relationship with the parents and also the other close relatives after marriage. The couple has to pay regards not only to his or her own family, but has to wholeheartedly accept his or her spouse's family. He or she must always ready to listen, forget and forgive. Another important adjustment area is the work role adjustment. Work role adjustment refers to sharing the responsibilities of one's own family, that is equitable distribution of the household work. There is always the possibility of the things not going one's way, but there is hardly anything around the house that is personal, like the paying of the bills, doing the laundry, etc., or some of the small chores that take or at all on many couples. Thus, couples have to be ready to divide the responsibility that are best functional between them. The next important area of adjustment is adjusting on the pattern of authority. A couple has to make adjustments in their inherent patterns of authority. The couples has to mutually arrive at a decision regarding the pattern of authority to be followed in the family. The next adjustment is the gender role adjustment. In marriage, each partner not only has to think out and make choices as to his or her own marital roles, each also has to seek out and understand the role expectations of other. How well each partner perceives, understands and essentially agrees with the role definition and expectation of the other is the most important in marital adjustments. In the marriage, the role desires and expectations each partner holds for one spouse and oneself are among those crucial aspects of marriage which require a continuous adjustments and good communication. And another important area for the marital adjustment is the financial adjustment. A couple has to decide on the pattern of dealing with the money in their marriage. While some believe in spending it to fulfill each and every desire, some are more comfortable with the thought that they have saved enough for the future. One has to make adjustments on these differing issues related to finances and also discuss the financial responsibilities that each one has to shoulder. And the next area of adjustment is the social adjustment. One has to make adjustment on the preferred leisure activities of the two involved so that they have the shared leisure activities. Besides this, one has to wholeheartedly accept each other's social circle, no matter if he or she likes the socializing or the circle members or not. Next important area of marital adjustment is the psychological adjustment. Both the gender differ in terms of their desires, their appreciation, their status and security. The knowledge and acceptance of these differing psychological traits of the both genders is essentially important for adjustment in marriage. People go into marriage with certain expectations. Most of the time, marriage is the opposite of what they expect. People romanticize marriage and become disillusioned once these romantic expectations are not met. The next important area is personality adjustment. A person has to adjust to almost all peculiarities of the unique individual one has married. The habit that partners bring to marriage are usually deep-seated and not easily changed and usually must be adjusted. So, this is all about the marital adjustments. After having understood the adjustments, let us move on to see the factors influencing the marital adjustments. There are various factors which relate to marital adjustments and have some bearing on the relative success or failure of the marriage. Personality factors. Men are characterized as more aggressive, excel in social activities, comparatively strong, whereas women find more interest in social issues and nurturing roles. For good marital adjustment, one partner should play complementary role to his or her spouse. They should have the proper understanding of the needs of their partners. If the personality traits of two spouses are complementary, then they would have high marital adjustments as there is a balance, whereas if both have almost similar traits, the marriage will either somehow survive or end up. The next important factor for marital adjustment is the family background. The way the marriage partners handle their differences and make adjustments is often or sometimes completely dictated or at least influenced by the pattern of the marital adjustments present in their respective parental family. The spouse who comes from a family of high ethics, values, compassion makes maximum adjustments in their marriage, while those who have always seen their parents dominate each other, quarrel and abuse, feel that it is the way the marriage goes, and hence the marital adjustments on their part is extensively very low. When the person from a rough and tumble family background marries someone like himself, they get along well, fighting all the time. If, however, a person from such background marries a person from the non-hostile family background, there is liable to be trauma in both the directions. And the next factor influencing the marital adjustment is the social class background. The social class differences in customs, values, beliefs are reflected in marriage and the family attitudes and behavior. Marital adjustment is greater in middle and upper range of the social class spectrum than in the lower range, since lower class marriages are subjected to chronic stress and strains related to the menial jobs, the low income, unemployment, poor housing, which contributes to the feeling of apathy, low self-esteem, ultimately poor marital adjustments. And another important factor influencing the marital adjustments is the in-law relationship. Marriage is not about getting two persons getting into wedlock, but it is about two families entering into the marriage. In marriage, two individuals unite to become one soul, but still their previous family, that is, their parents, remain an inseparable part of their new life. Hence, in-law relationships are very important determinant for marital adjustments. Conflicts in in-law relationship somehow penetrate into the marital relationship and significantly affect the marital adjustments. And the next important factor is attitude towards money. Money is very important for human survival. Any marriage or family cannot function without money. So, attitude of the spouse towards money is very important factor for marital adjustments. Religion and basic values. Religious background of the spouses is relatively insignificant factor in marital happiness. However, agreement on religious matters and basic values is positively correlated with marital adjustments. Children. The presence or absence of children in the family also affects the marital adjustment. It is believed that most of the time the strong differences in opinion or unresolved conflicts do exist between the spouses, but they somehow compromise and adjust for the sake of the welfare of their children. Besides this, the children in the family means added responsibilities, emotional as well as financial. As the family expands, it sees the changes in the roles of the couples. They have less time to spend together and more worries like taking the children to doctor or picking up them from the school, attending their games and other things. Age at marriage. Most studies investigating age as a factor have shown that marital adjustment is lower when the partners marry at a very young age, that is, when man is under 20 and the woman is under 18 years of age. The study suggests that their immaturity, they tend to romanticize the marriage and are less well prepared for the responsibilities of marriage than those of the people who marry later. They are very young usually, rather more quickly become disappointed, discouraged and unhappy on the confrontation by the demands and burdens of marriage. However, finding of the studies dealing with the age differences between the spouses and the marital adjustments have not been conclusive. Next comes the education of the spouses. There is a good deal of evidence that the more educated the marriage partners have, the greater the probability of the good marital adjustment and lower the probability of divorce. This is because the fact that education broadens one's mental horizons, and thus the people work on the marital issues with liberal minds and not the way the society gets it done. The next important factor influencing the marital adjustments is the male and female subcultures. For the most young women and men, marriage is the first point at which real lives intimately into the world of others' gender. A girl who has brothers and father probably had shared their male world only in a limited way. Similarly, the boys normally only have a marginal exposure to the feminine world of their sister and mother. Thus, after having spent a good part of one's childhood and youth immersed in subcultures of one's own gender, marriage brings each partner into contact and interaction with the subculture of the other one in a new and much more intimate way. Good marital adjustments requires that each partner make an effort to understand that the other is largely a product of social world and the subculture of the opposite gender. So, after having understood the factors affecting the marital adjustments, let us move on to see the techniques of marital adjustment. Adjustment is an art which some enjoy by natural ability, but others must acquire it by strenuous effort. Natural flexibility and knowledge of adjustment techniques are two of the most valuable assets a partner can bring into his marriage. With these qualities, all the problems which are not reconcilable can be solved. There are many methods of adjustments, both positive and negative, and perhaps the most important one is the positive one. The techniques include compromise or alterations. It implies that the behavior on the part of the both parties without loss of personal and self-respect. And the next important technique of adjustment is conversion. It implies complete and total surrender to the position of the partner in marriage. Then the next technique is sublimation. It is often only adjustment possible. If all others fail and are not visible, this technique remains available. And the next important technique is passive aggression. It is one of the possible ways of adjusting in which one partner is deliberately negative or obstructive or tries to manipulate the others by tears or by playing. The next technique is abandonment. It is the adjustment which leads one to leave everything to the supernatural level, that is to the destination or the destiny of God, and to sense His paternal protection in the mid of the most trying situations. It is a strong defense against the physical or mental breakdown. It propels a partner to a greatest height of holiness in marriage. Of all these, counseling is an useful method for removing the differences, if any, existing between both the parties through emotionally or wrong attitudes have lost their true perspective on marital relationships. In such instances, a person selected because of his ability to counsel and to remain objective may prove the only effective aid. So, today we have learnt about the marital adjustments, the need and importance why a person should have a marital adjustments in the family. We have also understood the factors influencing the marital adjustments, and we also understood the areas of marital adjustments, and finally we have understood the techniques of marital adjustments. Hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you.